Welcome to IA Reading Strategies training. This reading strategies that we're going to cover in our reading module, our mini modules, will be the phonological and phonemic awareness, the phonics and decoding, fluency and comprehension. There are additional components like vocabulary, but we're going to use the pyramid to be the basis for our training. So we're going to start with phonemic awareness and phonological awareness. When you think of phonological awareness, we're looking at that sounds. Phonemic and phonological awareness have to do with that sound. It is not the written letter, it's the graphemes and the phonemes, so the ways that the letters sound, the sound blends. So when we look at phonological awareness, there's going to be word awareness, words in a sentence, the syllables in a word, the different sound components in the word, alliteration, what starts with the same sound, the rhyming, what ends with the same sound. We also have the phonemic awareness where we're isolating those sounds. So what's the first sound in cat? Breaking it up, k, at, and then blending those sounds back together, k, at, cat. And then we can take away sounds to make bat, at, and then add another sound in, changing bat to cat or fat, or even flat. So phonemic awareness is one part of phonological awareness. Phonemic awareness is completely auditory, and it works on that phoneme. The grapheme is the written part of that. So a phonemic awareness, again, you're going to see a little bit here. You can make it easier or harder. These are some strategies that will also be linked in to the actual resources. And then phonological awareness is to understand that the words are made up of different sound units. So the phoneme is one letter, one sound. The phonological awareness has those sound blends together. So we're going to move on to phonics and decoding, because if the students are struggling with phonics and decoding, we would need to go backward and understand that there is a phonemic awareness issue or a phonological awareness issue. They need to know that each letter has a sound. They need to be able to find those sounds within the word. So if they can't identify the sounds within the word, they're going to have a hard time breaking those words apart and decoding those sounds and blending them back together. So when we look at that written symbol, that is the phonics part of this. We also call decoding word attack skills. So here are some different phonics skills you may have seen: hard and soft C, hard and soft G, the digraphs for vowels, the digraphs for consonants, and those blending sounds that you put together are silent E, and of course one of my favorites, the controlled R vowels. So when we look at decoding, and it's a component of phonics, it's that translating print into speech. So we're going from the written to the oral, and we match those letter-letter combinations to their sounds. It also involves recording the patterns that make up words and syllables. So some decoding strategies, and this will be also, again, a link in your resources. You can stretch the word out. You can chunk it up. Talk about the two vowels, go walking. Using our picture clues is great for decoding. Skipping over the word and using the context clues to come back to it. Looking for the, I call it elevators, they call it covering up, where you can just look at a part of the word at a time and sound out the parts that you know. Another phonics and decoding strategy is that we read from left to right the words. Look for the chunks of words that you know. Blend the sound together. And so ask, does this make sense? Does this really make sense what I'm reading? And that goes along with your comprehension piece. Now we move. Once we can decode words with automaticity, we're going to be looking at the fluency. Fluency is how we read the words and the phrases in a sentence. Is it smooth? Is it automatic? Is it accurate? Do you use expression, and do you pay attention to punctuation? Pace, I always talk to the children about not reading too slow and not reading really, really fast. And we want to chunk those words up in a phrase. I used to tell my fifth graders, imagine you're kind of sing-songing when you read. Expression means you're not reading like a robot. We want the kids to attend to the bolded words, to the question marks, to the exclamation marks. When someone's saying something in a sentence, we want to kind of break that up so that we have expression, which also conveys a level of comprehension. Finally, punctuation. We know that students need to stop for punctuation, commas, question marks, exclamation marks. They also change the way that they're speaking when they get to that part of the sentence. And then here's a little chart on what fluent readers do, and all of the PowerPoints will be accessible on the links. You can go back and utilize those. Finally, we come to comprehension. If you can read fluently and decode the words that you don't understand or can't say, then you're going to understand what you read. So one of my favorite comprehension is reading is thinking, and these are some strategies you can use for reading is thinking. And then they also have strategies versus skills. So strategy, you use your schema, you predict, infer, question, determine importance, visualize, and synthesize. So those are strategies. So skills within those strategies would be locating main idea and detail, author's purpose, cause and effect. These are all skills that you need in order to determine importance or synthesize information. So that is the end to our introduction to the Reading Strategies mini modules. If you have any questions, please feel free to click the contact button on the bottom and email me, or if you click the questions button, it will bring you to a page where you can post a question and I will get back to you.